ladies, if you would like to learn more about the purpose for dating, you can follow me on Instagram where I post weekly content that will help you overcome toxic mindsets about love and relationships so that you may excel and walk in God's purpose for dating. Again, go ahead and click the link in the description box below before you get into this video. So former basketball player Carmelo Anthony's ex-wife, Lala Anthony, who is 41 years old, asked if a man will take a woman serious if she gave up sex on the first date. Remind you, she was married between 2010 and they got a divorce in 2021. Now it appears she's single, she's in these dating streets, asking high school questions I personally thought she would already know for her age, but I guess not. Check this clip out.
Have sex on the first date. That is what we were talking about at my photo shoot today, and everyone seems to have a different opinion. Is it okay to have sex on the first date? Does that make you be viewed a certain way by people? Does that like change the dynamic of whatever the relationship could be if you have sex on the first date? Feel free at any point to chime in because everybody had so much to say about it before.
Maybe you felt like doing it. You was just in a mood.
Okay. So you feel like we're mature enough to do it and not be labeled or feel a certain way. I think a lot of people's concern is that you'll be viewed a certain way if you have sex on the first date. Like, you won't be taken as serious.
Certain people are just promiscuous though, and they enjoy that. I feel like you should be allowed to enjoy sex, even if it's just meeting somebody.
So do you think a person will take you seriously if you have sex with them on the first date? Or
I have, so yeah.
Oh, you're speaking from experience.
Okay. I think you have to be okay with knowing that they might not speak to you after.
Yes.
Oh, that's another element.
You got to come with that
But my
mindset
thing is,
already.
you can date somebody for a month, and y'all can have sex, and they can not call you again.
Right, and it won't last.
But I think for that, I personally think there has to be a level of maturity between you two people.
Definitely.
Agree.
So I want to hear from you. Is it okay to have sex on the first date, or are you setting yourself up for some kind of label or a person not taking you seriously or a person not calling you again? Yes, no, maybe so. I want to hear your.
The reason we don't have positive influence in the black community is because the older women like her are acting like they're 20. And so we have many younger women following these celebrities, watching their lives, thinking that what they say and do that is right and is cute. Like, she's too old to not know if sex on a first date will get a woman labeled or not. And it seems to be a trend I'm seeing with a lot of celebrity women in their 40s and 50s getting these divorces. And don't get me wrong, if it's on grounds for divorce, like an affair or any form of abuse, I get that, I understand that. But what we are seeing from black women, for an example, Tia Mowry, who was married for 15 years, and she stated it was for irreconcilable differences, and it was something that she wanted. Her husband never wanted the divorce, and she's in these dating streets. She's finding out it's not as fun as it looks.
It got worse, but I feel like it's about to get worse. Oh! It got worse. It got worse.
Now back to the question: should women have sex on the first date? No, especially if you desire to be married. Nothing has changed. A man won't take you serious. In fact, sex is the quickest way to kill a man's drive for you. Sleeping with a man on a first date tells him that you are for the streets. There's no, well, maybe, it's likely to work. And she even said, if you are both mature. That's a lie. First off, if you are really mature, you're not going to have sex on a first date because you understand that it's more about connecting on an emotional, spiritual, intellectual level before a physical connection. You see, when you are mature, you understand that we have to connect on a level and it's not physically. But see, we've made sex to be the main thing. Now, I'm 10 years younger than these women. And so I'm speaking from personal experience. See, what they are doing is all about propaganda because they're old and miserable. And so They want young, naive women to follow them. I'm just saying, if we want to see different results in our homes, families, communities, we have to look at the facts. The quickest way to destroy your mental health, especially if you're a woman, is through sex. For example, did you know that we carry a hormone called oxytocin, better known as a love hormone? So when we have sex, we release more than men. And this is why oftentimes if we've already had sex with a man, it's harder for us to pull away from the relationship. This is why we naturally respond as a wife to a man, even though we may not be married to him. It's because sex was made to join two people together as one. But when you're following feminism, which many of these celebrities are pushing, feminism, it's just about live your life, live your best life. Girl, you have needs, okay? Get yours. Do what makes you happy. And so it's just like, forget about biology. Forget about the facts. Forget about what our bodies were actually created for. Like, our bodies weren't made to go from man to man. It's not made for that. And unfortunately, there aren't enough, if any, older women teaching us these things. So women go through more than what they should because they lack the wisdom and knowledge that was supposed to be passed on to them. So they won't have to repeat someone else's mistakes. And again, this is why when I make videos like this, it has less to do with the individual. And it's more about the mindsets of culture. And so if you want to be a wife, if you want to be a woman of value and actually walk as a woman of value, sex should be avoided on the first date.